Shave when I get back
So,
home.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. This is Santa Claus here. And tonight's guest is a good one. It's comedian, actor, writer, landscaper, Jay Hewlett. Hello, Jay. How have you been doing out there in L.A.?
I am fantastic, Santa. Just want to tell you what a pleasure it is to be on the show. Thank you so much. I have always admired you. You are my hero. In fact, I'm growing the beard, I got the pot belly, and I am learning how to say ho, ho, ho to all you hoes out there.
Now, Jay, that's very interesting. So, tell us about when you're acting and you're on the set. Describe some of the things that you see.
Well, when you're on the set, there's big Klieg lights, there's cameras, of course, everywhere, and a bunch of people running around. Looks like they're doing like a Chinese fire drill, but they actually all have jobs. And then I have a mark on the set that I stand on, and I deliver my lines, not all to the camera, of course, but to another actor. And then again, there's craft services, my favorite part. They got all the junk food. Santa, I know you love junk food.
Okay, Jay. And also, when you're there, tell us, what sorts of colors do you see?
What sorts of what?
Colors.
Colors. Well, there's your favorite color, red, there's greens, and there's psychedelic colors, depending on what I'm using to stay awake.
If you were going to build a set for one of your movies, and you went to Home Depot, what sort of materials would you buy?
If I were buying materials at Home Depot for a set, balsa wood, plywood, I would buy some screwdrivers and some hammer guns and some staple guns and, of course, a commode, because you always need a commode on the set.
Tell us some of the actors that you've worked with, some of the famous people over the years you've done stand-up comedy or acting with.
Well, I have actually worked with or filmed or been a part of acting or docuseries with Keanu Reeves, Josh Brolin, Screech from Saved by the Bell. I've worked with, who else? Burt Reynolds. And trying to think. Oh, Michael Landon.
In the short film Mexican Spy, you play a Texas sheriff. Did you have to do any research for that role?
Well, yeah, Santa. I had to kind of look up and see what people in West Texas, their accent, how they spoke. So they got a little twang to themselves. You know, they all driving along, and I know you did it. I know you murdered that kid. So you got to come forth. Tell me how you did it. Come on, I need to know.
If you were to describe various situations that bored you, how would you describe them?
Situations, well, when I'm traveling around, I hang out with my friend Gene, and you look up boredom in the dictionary, and his picture's by it. So he tells these long-winded stories. He's nothing like you, Santa. You're quick and to the point.
Give me some single-word adjectives that describe your boredom.
That describe what?
Your boredom.
My boredom. Okay.
Single-word adjectives that describe either boredom or concrete.
Boredom or concrete? I would say hard. I would say still. I would say sleep. I would say we could do verbs too, right? I would say over the moon. I would say slumber, and I would say slumber party.
If you were to meet a mannequin of one of your favorite actresses like Jennifer Aniston, how would you approach her? If it was a mannequin, not really her.
Oh, I'd give her some pickup lines like, "Hey, baby, your body's name must be Bisa because it's everywhere I want to be. And I may not be Fred Flintstone, but I can make your bed rock, Miss Mannequin. And if your left leg was Thanksgiving and your right leg was Christmas, could I meet you between the holidays?"
Okay, let me think about this. All right. When you're doing laundry, describe your process.
My process for doing laundry. Well, if I'm doing laundry at Gene's house, first I got to take all the other stuff out of the washing machine. And then I got to empty the bleach tray and put in the powder. So I take the little plastic part out, put the powder in. And I pre-soak my clothes with a little pre-soak spray and wash. And then I put it in and I set the dial for warm, medium spin, heavy dirt. Then I fire it up by hitting the old start button.
Okay, if you were to be in a film directed by Quentin Tarantino, what are some of the roles you think you would play?
Well, I loved Pulp Fiction. I would probably be John Travolta. Maybe I could even do Samuel L. Jackson. That's a tasty burger.
Give us a list of some of your favorite 70s TV sitcoms.
So my favorite 70s TV sitcoms, All in the Family. I like The Jeffersons. I like Baba Black Sheep. I liked All in the Family.
Okay. Give us a list of some of your favorite NFL and NBA sports players.
Favorite NFL players, sports players. Well, currently, I'm a big fan of Cooper Kupp. I like Stafford, the quarterback. And Tom Brady's the man you love to hate. Basketball, Stephon Curry, Coach Steve Kerr. And in college, I like the Arizona Wildcats.
Tell us also some of your favorite 80s and 70s pop stars.
Pop stars. Oh, gosh, 70s and 80s. I like the ABBA, Bee Gees, Staying Alive, and who's another one that I like in that time period? All the funk and old soul. So the Ohio Players, and Funkadelics, and the Spinners, the Commodores, all those guys.
When you're, say, doing maintenance in your house, what are some of the tools that you use to, say, fix your refrigerator or even a sink?
I've got my handy dandy multi-purpose screwdriver, man. It's got all kinds of different flatheads and Phillips and just multi-purpose. It's like the Swiss Army knife of screwdrivers.
So, say you were trying to coerce somebody into giving you a role. Would you use a screwdriver or something else?
If I were trying to coerce somebody, yeah, I would do the old finger in the pocket trick. Give me that role.
When you're out on auditioning and you're ready to prepare yourself to get a role, what do you do? Do you meditate? What do you do?
When I prepare, I'm a method actor. So I get in the mind space of the character. So if I were playing The Godfather, for example, I'd put on my tuxedo and I'd get my voice all roughly and I'd start incorporating the character. And I'd suddenly morph into him. And I'd be that character for weeks on end. Like I'll be at the deli and I'll say, I'll make you an offer you can't refuse. I need that cream cheese now.
And what if you were playing an inanimate object such as a bird or a tree or a rock?
If I'm playing a bird, I just crap on myself. That would get me in the mood.
Is there anything else, Jay, that you'd like to tell our audience, or Rudolph, or Santa, or Frosty, about your career?
Well, I've had a varied career. I've done comedy in all over the country and the world, performed for the troops. That's one of my favorite things in the world. I was in South Korea performing for the troops. And I've been to the Cayman Islands, St. John, St. Martin, St. Thomas, Mexico, Canada, South Korea, as I mentioned. So comedy has been very, very good to me. Met me everywhere. I've traveled a lot, met a lot of interesting people, good people, and just made memories that I'll never forget.
Tell us about recently dressing up as a pirate.
Arr! It's a Gasparilla. Gaspar. I didn't sail with the man, but I've heard about him. So we dressed up as a pirate, and we welcomed Gaspar this past weekend. And it was freezing me little tootsies off. I got me leg bit off by a sperm whale. Now I nail it down in rough weather.
All right, let me think if there's anything else I want to do. Let's see. All right, when you're at home and you're relaxing, would you prefer, describe how you relax at home.
I like to sit around in my boxer shorts, and I turn on a good ball game, and I sit there smoking a cigar in my boxer shorts with my beer, watching football. That's one of my favorite ways to relax.
All right, and I hear that you live near the Pacific Ocean, and tell us about the Pacific Ocean and what you think of that.
It's cold. It's cold, Santa. Don't let them fool you. The Pacific Ocean is cold, even in the summer. I live pretty close. I was riding my bike down there and, walking real fast. Not really running or jogging, but I won't go in the water. It's too cold. I need a wetsuit.
Describe some of the terrain and mountains of Northern California.
Yeah, well, I guess there's the redwoods and then whatnot. I'm more of a city guy, so I go into San Francisco. I performed at a club there called Cobb's. I'm more of a Fisherman's Wharf kind of guy than a mountain hiker, camper, that kind of go back to nature. Ewell Gibbons and his grape nuts. No, I don't do any of that. I like the city, my friend.
That's too in-depth, Jay. Just describe the mountains. What are the mountains? What do they look like?
The mountains got trees and forests and grass and rabbits and bears.
Are they rocky or hilly or smooth?
They're all three. They're rocky and hilly and smooth. Just depends on what part of the mountain you're on. So in the beginning, they're kind of smooth, and then as you march up the mountain, they get a little more rocky, and then the terrain just gets treacherous at the top.
All right, now let's talk about the valley.
The valley's got valley girls, and both of them are flat. So the valley is hot. The valley is hot. So if you go to the valley in California, it's hot. It's like living in the desert. So hot.
Okay.